So, what was the journey that created you, who then created this place?
But first of all, it's been tough also because I come from, I think, a very, very typical old school. So it's been tough, changed master, always start again from the beginning. But that's not what made and shaped Metsik, I think. What shaped Metsik more than my style and what I'm doing here has been also colleagues I had. Like everybody were pretty feel to shape this place for themselves. Like in a way, I will never shape this place for you, but you
Mhm.
are actually free to shape this place for yourself. And this has been very important for them. In itself, the style and what we do here mainly has come out because I saw that Estonian didn't, I think, fully appreciated their own product, their own thing they have around, and there are so many restaurant and fast food with other other cultural food, but they never search their own. And so I just thought about to give them what is their own, practically.
Even in the menus, in the menu, the pizza names are so Estonian, and the products that you use in Metsik are quite local.
They are pretty local, crafted and not. Depends what we want and what is it. But yeah, the name mainly has happened because we were at one point tired to listen the people having trouble to pronounce them. So like Capricciosa, Diavola. I don't know. We were tired, and so we start to put the name in Estonian. Also because our seasonal also were in Estonian, and so we said like let's do a full packet. Of course, a couple of them has been stayed in Italian. I don't know, Margherita,
Yeah.
Salame, Veganadera. Yeah, I think that uh, the seasonal more than the pizza of the house. Like the seasonal have a main ingredient, a main name, and also represent a main month of the season. So we thought that having an Estonian name might make them more near to the product, more near to themselves as well,
Mhm.
because it's something you can understand the concept, and you can kind of match the pizza himself.
Mhm.
For example, my favorite name is Vananaiste Subi.
Beautiful.
Also, the pizza represent with the color.
Mhm.
Then, of course, there is pumpkin, and so is September. Like I love that stuff.
And about the place name itself, not just pizza names, but the Metsik. So it is super cool name.
Thank you.
And why did you decide to open specifically Metsik and not just a pizzeria? You know.
Ma at the beginning, let's say that we had much more on an Italian perspective for the name and the style. But when we created the Metsik pizza, so the pizza himself,
Mm-hmm.
that is with smoked brie, onion, pepper, already was like, oh, this is very like I don't know, a version, Estonian version of something we supposed to do in Italian way,
Mm-hmm.
because the idea was to do it tuna and onion, like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
more classical than that.
Mm-hmm.
And so after we did this pizza, Rivo actually come up with the name of Metsik.
As a place.
No, as a place, as name. The
Okay.
place was already there, like we were already thinking about
You mean the
to
place, so name of the place?
the name of the place is actually Rivo. Otherwise, if it was for us, it was calling, I don't know, Pizza and Birra or
Okay. Okay.
like, not a classical Italian name, maybe more sympathetic, but in the end, Metsik and Rivo said, like, Joshua, I remember how you were working, like your style is very broad and wild, like, how you put the meat on top, and actually, if you see, all the meat are actually pulled over.
Hmm.
And so we thought Metsik and also in Estonian will be again more near to them.
Exactly.
You know, everything actually is happening one night. It was me, Rivo, and Pedro.
Hmm.
With with the creation of the pizza, Metsik himself automatically come also the name.
That's interesting.
Yeah, in a way, it's like, savage. Cioè,
Yeah, yeah. So basically, pizza was the one of the inspirations of the place name itself,
the pizza himself, yes, give the name later.
and that was a quite lucky thing, I believe, because it fits you and it fits all you guys and the atmosphere so well. The
This
name.
is good to, again, my co-worker Enrivo, that he managed to sow that in me, because otherwise me alone, I will never interpret it myself as Metsik, maybe.
No, you already have pizzeria for how long? More than almost 2 years, yeah. More than one and a
In
half years.
July are 2 years, yeah, August.
Yeah.
Although the opening date is, cioè the birthday is very a mystery even for us, because actually we opened in July, we had the fire oven, then we got trouble for the fire oven inside the house. So we closed and we reopened again in August, again with the fire oven, so that we were, I don't know, at least using it. Also because we knew that they were our, I don't know, last week of that. So kind of enjoyed, but mainly like I felt open in September, like end of August, September.
So you were planning to open a bit earlier, but
I
then
was planning
things
to use a
happened.
full
So
summer, yes.
yeah, I mean, business is full of these expectations, and then the reality is completely different. And actually, what was for you the biggest like expectation versus reality moment as a place owner, as the founder of the place? So far, what was it like?
Vabbè, in generally, cioè, nothing big miss expectation. The only one that I got, of course, is the oven that took me straight into the heart,
Hmm.
and also rediscovering my dough, my style, and everything. For the electric oven hasn't been easy, and that this for sure has been the biggest one of all of them. But in general, no, actually, everything is actually surpassing the expectation at the moment. I'm pretty satisfied. Then, of course, a couple of summer ago, I had a plan to help Palla School. I did to them a good offer that they didn't so, and this, yes, has been an expectation. It didn't work, and we are not more open in lunchtime, for example. And the night fit us better, especially also because we identify ourselves as a pizza bar.
Hmm.
Pizza, So losing the lunch has been also a good thing to do at one point. Everything has come out exactly how I was expecting, if not more. Like, I mean, from the walls, how it looked like.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Beautiful. It's very different than any other pizza place. You can feel that. You can feel the character here,
Thank you.
and yeah, and this is some kind of character that it's impossible to copy. And I have heard from a lot of people that they say that whenever you go to Metsik, to Joshua's place, you can feel that it's really authentic. It's real, and
That's very important also, because when a client come here to eat, we like that he feel. I know it sound like a, a made up sentence, like I would like that they feel at home in a way,
Hmm.
Now, at the same time, they are not alone here, so the variety of client is very huge. So it can be from a kid until an old man, from a student to whoever. Like, and in a way, we make them feel all the same. Like,
Hmm.
and it doesn't matter if your wallet, or it doesn't matter if you're dressed nice or not.
Hmm.
Like, also because I mean, pizza is supposed to be a very, very folk food, cioè like a simple one. That's why also the price of margarita himself like that.
Hmm.
Because also when I opened Mexico, that for me was illogical that somebody cannot afford a pizza. Cioè like how? Cioè, at least a margherita, cioè like have to be affordable. So
Actually, what do you feel when you see people eating your food, when they enjoy your food? What does it mean for you? What feeling does it give you when you see that your guests, your people are having the food that you made for them? And
of course, I'm satisfied, no? Also because I think that the main point of our work is that, like, like just seeing a client happy for 10 minutes only because he's eating something, like, even once I have a regular client that at the beginning has been enough skeptical with the ingredient that sometimes we were using, like, and was always stacking on classics and simples. And I think that one day she took again this Varanasi soup,
mhm.
she was seated here actually, and from the counter I saw her first bite,
Hmm.
and I saw her jaws fall, like in a way, like
Wow.
she was like, is that real in a way, like and in a way that's exactly what I'm searching, like especially when you know that that pumpkin come from I don't know 500 meter, or at least not so near, but we have also ingredient that can come from kilometer far away, but mainly from Estonia, no? And yeah, again, yes, our list of weird ingredient, weird, actually they're not weird, they're local. That's what you like to eat, like, but the list is start to get kind of long every
Mhm.
season, and instead to make us weirder is making us more unique actually.
Mhm. Unique is a very good word. Unique is a very good word because what I personally, how I see it is the pizza toppings that you make here. It's absolutely unique. Something very different, very distinct, and you, whoever visits Metsik, your place, they will be always surprised in a good way with the pizzas that you guys are creating here.
The next step that programming, and I think it will be after the summer,
Mhm.
if not October, cioè over autumn, let's see which one is the season, is maybe to start to use also weirder Italian product.
Mhm.
Like at the moment, I'm thinking a pizza. Like in Italy, it's typical to have this pulled horse, like dry horse pulled, and it's typical. You buy them in boxes, like
Mhm.
100-gram boxes. And I'm planning to use such ingredient, for example, and it's Italian and it's typically Italian. So, like, I would like to show them that first of all, we are not as well with such a um, fancy people. Which I don't know how to say. Like, also we have our weird stuff, no? And maybe it's time to bring it a bit on the table.
great idea.
especially because
Great idea.
nowadays everybody go in Italy to have holiday, and everybody know what there is around. But showing off something also from my culture that is not so touristic or giving for granted, like something that still you see it like, oh, what is that? This is a typical Italian thing. I don't know how. Yes, it is. Also because I point on cultural food in a way.
I'm sure your guests will be quite happy to hear this, that you are planning to start something beyond the touristic, let's say, Italian things that usually people go to Italy and see, although they are really good. I still believe that people still want to see something more authentic, something more kind of hidden gems of any
Yes.
culture. And if you bring it here, it would be a great idea for sure, and I'm sure you will.
Also because, like, come on now, it's full of Italian restaurant around. I don't think that this is a city that need another Italian pizza place. Although, there are great around that are not Italian, and that's supposed to be a very good example for the client as well. That doesn't matter anymore the fact that you are Italian or not. I have Estonian friends, Russian and Ukrainians that they are pizza makers, and they miss nothing from me, except maybe the experience in Italy, that the school is different, practically the way you learn is different. But in general, like, talentful people there are, and pizza place that are doing Italian thing there are. So I mean, I thought that the city needs something different. No, this internet doesn't. I don't have internet.
Yeah. Because one thing that is crazy about this place is the music choice all the time. It's super unexpected. It creates some kind of magic that people, I believe that whoever visits you first, I'm sure they never expect this kind of cool music in the place where they can eat pizza, because it's so good.
Has
So
been very
variety
shy at the
choice.
beginning to try to be like that, even like to just simply put the music you listen at home or in your headphone, or when you bring out the dog. At the beginning, it was a bit kind of, are we sure? Like, especially because me and Rivo have a very completely different music style. And again, I repeat, the co-worker, so the people who work here. We have Rivo, we had Pedu and Nora, and we were all on a different direction, actually. Maybe okay, but not even like, all of us, like, yes, like kind of respecting and listening also something of the other, but mainly we are very different. So Rivo start to put metal, and I didn't. I was very surprised actually of the reaction of the people. Like, clients started to come at the cassa and say like, "Whoa, I love Tool. Like, wow, I never been in a restaurant like eating and listening to Tool, or even me that are like hip hop. Even the music I'm putting. Like, sometimes people are like, "Whoa, yeah." And again, we had Pedu, much more imprinted on punk and reggae. We had Nora. Nora was actually the most music cultured of all of us, I think. She had a catalog that was going from pop to wherever. Also because she sometimes have this, she is working in concert casa.
Okay.
From hardcore punk band, hardcore. So she have friend part of the scene. So I think that she was the one with the most big cultural baggage, right?
So you
I mean, I'm not saying that the other didn't have it. Maybe the other had it, but they didn't show it off, let's say.
You've been quite lucky with the people around you who enrich the playlist of Metsik.
Ma this not only from the playlist, I will say from the beginning, even when we were building this place, I start to see Pedro passing and say like, oh, hi guys, oh, you need an help, oh yeah, yeah. In the end, he come to work. Nora arrived actually when we were already open, because we had another waiter as well, Henry,
Mhm.
and we got the third one. We needed a female touch and somehow,
Mhm.
like also because otherwise we were four barbarian. In a way, yes, like and again, the female touch sometimes help you to see
Of course,
things in a different
of course.
way.
So you're saying very. We touched many different topics, and obviously, this almost 2 years of you being in this place have been quite a long and very meaningful years for you. And what was the biggest challenge for you so far as the owner of the place?
I got a huge challenge that at the same time crushed a huge paranoia that I had for years. Um, while working in these last 5 years, let's say, I reached the point to have 15 years old experience, like, and I was start to think about like, so I was seeing all the other pizza maker being very good pizza maker, and at one point I also start to see people that have no experience in the world still doing like excellent product. At the beginning, I started to think, maybe are the tools. You know, at one point, I also said, no, are not the tools. Actually, they're doing that, the recipe, following the recipe, and I really get crushed personally. Like I was asking myself, what's the point of my experience? If in the end nothing changed, all the year of sacrifice, learning, pointless in a way. But when I opened Metsik and I got the electric oven that I never used in my life, that has been the point where I saw, first of all, that my dough wasn't the right one. And I had to discover an oven, a dough for an oven that I have no idea how it work even, like, and that was already the challenge, like, I think we have done 2 3 months with pizzas that I consider horrible. Like sometimes when I watch this picture, I'm still like, fuck, like
You mean in the
shaming
beginning?
myself,
In the
yeah,
beginning.
because I was kind of discovering what I have to do and put inside this oven. I discovered that my recipe, my I don't know, 10-year-old recipe, actually was
For the dough.
every time was pretty sour. So I understood that in the electric oven there is no fire, and so there is no smoke. And actually, I understood that the smoke give taste and cover as well a lot of taste of the dough itself. So with the electric oven, the taste of the dough it was just pure, and that's what is it. I had to go back on my dough, go back on my beginning, practically starting from the beginning again and slow building up in a way. And this is personal because I'm telling you there are a lot of clients that will not even care. Then again, between Estonian and Italian as client, the difference is huge. And I'm not saying that one is more picky and the other not. What I noticed, for example, that the oven again. Italian enter, they don't care if the oven is electric. They don't care.
Italians.
Yes, like zero problem. And Estonian, you feel under category if you don't have the electric oven. So even at the moment, let's say I'm in a game, inside the game where all my, not competitors, but like, all the other participants, they have a fire oven from Napoli, handcrafted with fire, because of course he gives his own touch in the style, in the taste. This fire oven is beautiful, I miss it. But yeah, I get through the challenge, and actually at one point I discovered that this was, I don't know, a destiny sign, I don't know, something like this, because at one point I start to think about, oh, now I have two ovens. Like, I was thinking, like, why didn't I thought about it before? I have two ovens.
So you saw it from different perspective.
Yeah, like I can do much more, and not only here in Metsik. We can do caterings. We can bring this oven wherever we want. Like, it's not in stone; it's in metal. Inside, yes, it's in stone, but the shell, like,
It's a beautiful, beautiful oven.
is in metal. It's relatively lighter. So, but of course, project of the future is to putting it on a carriage, like, so we can attach it to the car and go wherever we want. Just open and start to work. Even, I don't know, one side the oven, the other side the tap, in arrivo. I think is a great thing to do.
There is actually a lot of thought behind all these words that you're saying. Because obviously, this is something that is your passion, and you've worked on this for all your life, basically. And
All for sure.
yeah, and you definitely deserved what you are doing now. I mean, having your own place, showing your own character through the pizza, through your art. And what I was wondering is, what is it that people who are not owners of the business don't see? I mean, the aspect of owning a business that only a business owner sees. Because you were saying that, for example, it was something very personal for you, but the guests were completely fine with it. The pizzas were great. Just it was something for you. So, what are the other things that are, a very kind of specific that only the business owner can understand?
Allora, first of all, I will say that the stuff of the pizza, for example, and the quality of the pizza doesn't matter if I'm the owner. It's something that I had always. Like, if the dough come out from my hand, I want it in a specific way. And again, this I saw it, I want it the other relatively. And this doesn't matter if you're the owner. Also because after almost 18 years as a worker for someone else, it's very difficult in 1 year also to say like, oh, actually, I'm the owner now. Like, it's not so easy. I mean, on my perspective, it's been very difficult to. I even had friends that were reminding me that, like, hey, Joshua, but remember that it's your. Like, I don't know, last time I had friends here sitting, they have eaten, they were having fun. Night was quiet, and Rivo was the man that said, like, hey, bro, come on, go there, sit, have fun with your friend, there is nothing to do. And I don't know why I didn't make it. Like, I went, of course, but I didn't even thought about to do that. Then client, no, at the moment I don't see nothing that only an owner can see, because in the end everybody work, everybody handle money. I'm not the first and last owner of a pizza place in the world, like, maybe the thing that other worker don't understand, and also me sometimes I don't understand, but I'm thinking about it, that maybe I put the face. like, where everything happened, wrong or right, if I did it or not. In the end, it's my place, so it's my face and are my problem. Starting from me, that I might have a fight with a client, my face, I'm the one losing the client, maybe, or yes, like, like the guy will do his own work like every day. Then depends again, it doesn't matter if you're doing it or not, depends you as worker, if you have passion of it, especially in this world of gastronomy, like, and I'm always repeating also to them, or when I find searching a new worker, that skills are teachable, but loyalty to this work, so the gastronomy itself, is very, very difficult. Like finding people that have passion. Like now I have Frederick, that he just loves to serve people. So I don't know how to say, if not like this, he just loves it.
He's very good with
He's even putting sometimes in situation, uncomfortable situation, because maybe he want to really satisfy the client. It doesn't matter. So like it's something that he is, he's made for that. Like Fede is built for that in a way, and you can see that with the client.
Yeah, he has the skill, and he's very. It's pleasure to communicate with him.
Yeah, this is something I have to learn, for example, as person, as owner. Also because in all the bigger gastronomer and owner I met in gastronomy, they were very comfort to do wherever in whatever sector, and also the client contact is important, and I have to learn it. I have to learn it from him. Maybe let's see, next summer I might even have, I don't know, serving service, so I'm even a bit more in contact with them.
That's a good idea.
Yes. For I know myself, this is the only way I have for learn things. Like, I have to be in the game, like in the water. Like,
Of course. Yeah. Great thing about this place is there is no, you cannot really feel the distance between the guest and the worker, because also maybe because of the how the place is played, because of the place architecture. You enter the place and the pizza meister is there, and the host is there, and person can actually communicate and can see what's going on. Pizza is not made somewhere there out of vision, and you can actually see the human. So this is a great. It also gives a good touch to the overall experience of the
in
guest.
general, pizzerias are public. It's very weird that if you go in a pizza place and they are behind. But after 1 year and a half, actually, we feel a bit disconnected to the room where we are right now, and the counter and the bar. And I think that this created actually two very different atmosphere in the house.
Absolutely.
And now is okay, makes sense in a way that this side is much more quiet and reserved in a way. Everything is much more calmer, and over there, I mean, we have a counter, so like we are the first one that gonna tell you, hey, take a chair, sit here. Some like you can drink there, some eat as well, but depends how much busy we are as well. Because in the counter there is also my pass, so like where I put the final product. So if there is work, maybe we don't let the people sit there, but in the week it's quiet. We even sit there with them, maybe drinking our beer. And this creates a lot of relationship between the client and us. Now, yeah, we have client and now our friends.
I mean, from the you just get
Met
to
your
know each other.
client, yes. Now there's this young guy called Dominic. He just started to come here as client, and now actually we are in a very good relationship. Like, we discovered we like a lot of things in common.
It's like tradition for him to pass by and say hi and sit
It
and
become daily at the moment somehow, and I thought actually he was living around Carlo. Actually, I discovered that he's living in another district, and when I
wow,
knew that, I was like, "Oh man, you're making
effort
all
for
these meters and kilometers by feet cold to just hang out here." And this is biggest compliment in a way, like unverbal compliment.
how does that make you feel when you know that there is a people who actually go far distances, okay, not so far distances, but not living in the neighborhood, but still visiting you.
Special, appreciated. Also because I think that is more important when you like the time dedication. Exactly, like there is not a cheap move. Like, I'm lazy. I just go down, and that's what there is. Like, that this
Hmm.
guy is actually taking, walking, going outside is -20, is still
Hmm.
like,
Yeah, I mean, every person is different. So some people are ready to go in -20 for good pizza and good company, and some people are just preferring to, order something and have a delivery at home. And that's what makes everything very interesting, I believe.
and this
Variety
Dominic,
of
for
people.
example, is make me see the point of our popular margarita, because this is a person that eat here maybe 3 4 times in a week,
Hmm.
always margarita.
Hmm.
So it means that instead to come here once in a week, it's coming more and more, like
Hmm.
margarita, one beer, go home.
Hmm.
He could take a seasonal, much more expensive, coming here once in a week. No, I can see that he have a kind of routine at the moment.
So he understood something about this margarita that maybe needs to be shared. So maybe we ask him one day, hey, can you share what you understood, how you see this pizza specifically? So, maybe he can share with other people as well, so they also understand.
I totally understand that you cannot eat the same thing every day, but the guy look like ready actually to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
I
he's
think that he's
committed.
stopping himself sometimes. Yeah, I understand. Maybe sometimes it's not because you want the pizza; it's just coming here.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
And this is again what we created there in the counter zone.
Absolutely.
Because I have also clients that come here often in this other room. They're much more private, let's say. Of course, I can interact with them and everything is fine. We have to chat, but I can see when you want to sit here, maybe with your family, your friends, and having your own time.
What is something that, or maybe some things, or maybe just one thing that people misunderstand about you?
How I speak. How I speak. I look like that every time I speak, pissed off. And I don't know how to change it. I don't know. I'm trying it. Like, I don't know if it's my voice tone or how I speak. I don't know. Yeah, I'm very, very misunderstand on that. I'm very misunderstand about my nationality. Like, especially when they come to talk to me, instead actually to discover who I am, they, not they, a lot of people want from me actually the Italian character,
Mhm.
and they don't care wherever, like, I'm here for that. Or even if I meet in the street, like, like, I don't know, be Mario, I don't know what to say, like, this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think that these are the biggest misunderstanding that I have. My pizzas and my products sometimes are misunderstanding. But on that, I think that when it come back, they might think about, oh, if he's here 2 times, then it's supposed to be a thing. Like, for example, our puhade,
Mhm.
uh, guanciale, black pudding and cinnamon, and caramelized onion. is a pizza that I'm very, very proud actually, no? But last year has been very, like, people were very skeptical about that. And the competitor was our Lume Hang, 5 cheese, with another one with craft, like handmade smoke belly, like sauna smoke belly. So the competitor of this pizza were very big and strong. And this year, actually, that strange pizza hasn't been the bold one, like, and has actually been sold, people taking it, enjoying it. Also because this, I think, it was expectation from the client. Like the first time that they saw Berekak, so like this black pudding, they were imagining medallion of it on top, so like, the full pizza, black practically. And I think that slow they saw from other clients, or they saw the pizza, and it was just like nduja, so like hint of it, hint and bites practically of Berekak. And this year, yeah, it worked. But I give another one this winter that, for example, was with potato. Of course, I thought, like, come on, Estonian potato, they will never say no. So, like, to me is unlogic. Like how I saw their culture is unlogic. That an Estonian will say no to a potato, smoked cheese, and beef. So, like, impossible. Rosemary, pepper. And we got 1 2 months out of 3 where the people weren't even risking, like, to take this pizza. And I was like, come on. And the Italian were the one that from the beginning they're asking us, like, do you have French fries? Like, yes, like Italian do that, like, they were a lot of Italian were coming here a lot. I mean, some Italian they ask French fries. Yeah. And then I said, okay, let's let's do it with
Maybe let's do
potato, like,
something.
it might be our connection. 2 months, nothing. But the last one has been sold so much that practically it catched up the other two. And this puade, the one with black pudding, has become actually a thing. People take it, like maybe not the goat of the season, but especially compared to last year that when we get out with the menu, I was doing every day, I don't know, 25 lume hang and 1 puade. This year is much more balanced. And I was afraid of this carducas, but in the end, it catched up the other.
So different kinds of guests, and everybody has
I think that
different.
after a full year,
Yeah.
they saw our season and our seasonal, and now they know us, they know my product, and they saw the product always increasing and becoming better and better and better. So even if we do something strange, I think that they trust us now. Before not, now they trust us in a way that this stuff is a bit skeptical, but until now this guy never did a shit. So at least I give a chance, like, I like this client here that I told you that she was exactly. She's the same. She gives us a chance to be seasonal and this weird combination. And got satisfied. After that, she stopped with the classics practically.
Wow.
Yes, she is like coming here every season. The first month she's trying all the 3 of them and then sticking with one.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and also I'm very happy how the people are taking the concept of seasonal, because my first point, like even without calling it Metsik and having this Estonian Italian fusion, it was my plan to have a seasonal thing, because instead to have 32 pizzas in one menu, they're less, and they turn, because I saw that a lot of clients in general, like, and not here in Estonia, this is a normal thing. They stuck with one. They eat one and they go with it. And they can eat this for all their own life long. So, of course, we had question, like, is it worth it to do that? Because actually, I can put a crudo rucola menu and selling it a lot, because crudo rucola, wherever I've worked, it's crazy, and I can put it with even a very high price actually. But again, there are already crudo rucola around, so they don't need another place that is doing crudo rucola. Because we're in an era where all the doughs that are around, they look like a Napolitan style. Like, we cannot say there is Napolitanian because we are not in Napoli, we are not this, but it is a very crazy good verace pizza. And also, I think that expectation of Estonian are much more higher than the Italian one. So actually, also the quality of the pizza then is higher than North Italy. I think that I had my friend Tommaso. It was the first time in his life that was eating a verace pizza from me here in Estonia. He come from Verona. So I think that he never went to Napoli, for example, never ate a verace pizza. In his city, there are not many Napolitanians. Maybe there are one or two. Maybe he didn't discover it or is far. So at this point, I'm saying that not that the quality is higher, but sometimes even, yes, from where I come from, actually, the quality of pizza is higher here than where I come from.
It's great to hear.
I'm not telling you Italy, but
Yes, I'm very happy to hear that actually.
I can see it also from the Italian client and the Estonian client. Like Italian client, they enter here, and when they order a pizza, it's a pizza. I take it, I eat it, fine. And sometimes Estonian, they spend time to choose the pizza like you're choosing a car. Like, it's a 10-year investment. Like, and yeah, I think that I'm very, very happy that here doesn't happen. I don't know if we broke it or not. Is which is the best one? So like, we spend a lot of month with people coming here, not even watching the menu, and just asking which is the best one. That, economically wise, very good, because I can tell you practically how much you pay. Now, which is the best one?
Yeah.
This one. Which is the most popular? Oh, this one. What I'm saying to the client is actually people have different taste. A good example, I hate gorgonzola. Like, I can't watch it. I don't know. I can't. Although it's typical from my city, I can't. So let's say that by my taste, I will never suggest a pizza with gorgonzola. Like, So to the client, I just have to say, hey, take the menu, take 5 minutes, and think about what you want. What do you want to eat? Don't ask me what's the best one. What do you want to eat? Or which is your favorite one? Already is another question. Because, maybe you watch the menu, you're confused. I have the house pizza master in front of me. So I ask him, hey, which is the favorite of this season for you?
Many interesting questions you got and from many different guests, and you had. I'm really happy to say that you have had and you're continuing to have lots of guests, and it's a great thing. And I remember that on the first day when you opened the place, Metsik, there was one special guest here, and it was your little son, Asa. And what was the feeling that you were getting when you could see your son running around on a very special, very important day in your life when you opened Metsik?
Honestly, that wasn't the thing that touched me too much, because first of all, it wasn't the first time that Asa was around the kitchen in a way, and we were already coming here in this house, Barlova, Vivasa, but the thing that actually catch me and stop me a second is when I put his own pizza on the menu.
Yeah.
You know, and when he saw his name and his own pizza, other people taking it, he was very, very
Wow.
shocked and
Wow.
happy. Like, you know, and I was like, yeah, you know, it's your pizza. Oh, really? Like,
And
and
it's still there.
I loved, in general, him inside the house. What I loved is how he was interacting with the other worker. No, Rapé, Eduardi. Also nice now sometimes he and Artie are behind drawing on the fridge with these pens like so he's very enjoying, and he also understood that, you know, when we are working. He also understood that, you know, when clients are inside, he have to put a kind of character mask and just be a polite kid, you know, because a little punk head sometimes he is. um, let's see in the future how he take this place, you know, because now he's just a little kid.
It's great to talk to you.
Mm.
Thank you very much for
Actually,
hosting.
has been also a nice experience being here. And I can feel that from the beginning until the end has completely changed the way we speak.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you, to, you know, exchange the ideas with you. And thanks for creating what you created. And thanks for continuing the thing, the job that you are passionate about, and your art that you love so much.
Well,
And
thank to you
thank
also,
you.
Sandro. I felt every time that you were a kind of fan number one, and also the things you are doing here for us are great, and you've been big supporter from day zero. So
Always happy to help you.
is a is a reciprocate thank you a lot. And also to me, it feels so strange that actually we know each other for a long time, but it's been very different talking like that. Actually, yes.
Yeah, because as I said, we have talked about so many different things, but it's a great to that I had the chance to talk to you about these topics from a different angle, and it was once again it was my pleasure, and thank you very much.
No, come on, son, you know, this is your home, but